Hey guys, so we're gonna talk about this today. And I have another important message at the end of this video, so if you don't want to watch me talk about this and some other Christmassy Yule herbs, then fast forward to the end of the video. Anyway, I've never used mistletoe before, so I didn't know anything about it. I had to look it up. But what I've learned is that it's good with banishing evil spirits, protection. It's supposed to bring love and that kind of stuff. That's why we get. Now, the story behind it is that Frigga, don't know how to say that. Basically, her son was shot with an arrow made out of the wood of a mistletoe, and he died. So her and her buddies got together and brought him back. So she decided that from now on, mistletoe would never again be used for harm to others. So, which is kind of odd because it's poisonous. But anyway, so now it brings happiness, love, protection, that kind of stuff. So, but that's not all we're going to talk about today. We're also going to talk about some other herbs that are associated with Yule. I have a list here because I couldn't remember them all off the top of my head. So anyway, our herbs of Yule are bayberry, blessed thistle, evergreen, frankincense, holly, laurel, mistletoe, oak, pine, sage, and yellow cedar. So what a lot of these things have in common are purification, protection, that kind of stuff. So really what this time of year is for is new beginnings, starting over, resetting the wheel of the year, resetting all of the bad stuff that happened, and beginning anew. And to help with that, you've got a lot of protecting herbs. So my original idea was to make an oil, a Yule type oil to help with the season, but I was unable to find a lot of the stuff that I needed. So tomorrow I'm planning on running to the natural grocery store we have here and seeing if I can't find a couple more of those things. I said tomorrow, but I think I might actually end up doing that today. Excuse me. I'm having a terrible time. Sometimes when I start talking on the camera, I get nervous and I guess I talk too fast and I get the hiccups. So happens every single time. So anyway, we're gonna try to deal with those. Anyway, so today I will probably go to the store to try and find what I can. If I do find what I'm looking for, then we will do a Yule oil how-to video. If not, I will make another type of oil, maybe a Goodyear oil or a resetting oil, something like that. We'll do some sort of oil within the 12 days of Yule that we have going on right now. So I'm trying to think of what else we could talk about under the topic of herbs. On this same little deal that I have written down, I also wrote down some incense, which probably pretty obvious. It's pine, cedar, bayberry, and cinnamon. So cinnamon is not listed in the herbs, but it is listed as an incense. So if we did an oil, the idea would to kind of have a cinnamon / pine scent to it to kind of really drive home the fact that it's a Yule oil. But again, I will have to see if I can find what I'm looking for that. So, like I said, this is my first time to actually have a piece of mistletoe. And probably what I'm going to do, instead of using it in any type of oil, I think I'm going to hang it on my window because my room does not have a direct door to the outside. And that's where I feel like the most negativity comes from, is once I've left the house. So I'm gonna hang it on my window because that's technically my barrier to the outside. So I highly recommend that if you do pick up a piece of mistletoe, that instead of just hanging it on any old door, that you hang it on your barrier to the outside. Most people's rooms have windows. If you don't, then, you know, make do with what you do. Maybe hang it over your bed, or in your bathroom mirror, because it's the last thing you see when you leave, or even in your car if you have a car. So the mistletoe is just really supposed to help protect you and drive off any evil spirits, curses, anything that's meant to harm you. It's supposed to help you help protect you from. So again, I highly recommend that you place it somewhere that's a barrier between you and those negative energies, which for me, a lot of the time, the negative energies come from outside. I'd say I have a relatively good home life. Now, you could have the opposite problem. You could feel like most of your negativity comes from inside your own home, and in that case, I recommend that you hang it above your door frame to your room, either up top on the inside so that nobody can see it, or on the outside, or wherever. That way, whenever you enter your room and close the door, or just enter the space, it protects you from any negativity that goes on outside of your room. So, mistletoe is poisonous, so if you do get it, be careful. It is not poisonous enough to like kill you on contact, but it could severely harm an infant or an elderly person, so you would definitely want to keep it away from them. You know, keep your mistletoe away from your grandparents, because you know they're going to want to be underneath that. So anyway, I have yet to get a kiss underneath this mistletoe, but it has been in the fridge. I've been trying to keep it looking like this for as long as I can. It is customary to put the red ribbon on there. The red ribbon symbolizes love and a bond, so that's why it's on the mistletoe. I think that's going to be it for our talk about mistletoe, but I have something else to talk about. So after thinking about the 12 days of Yule that I have decided to do, I realized that I do not have enough content to fill 12 whole days that is strictly about Yule. So a couple of these here and there may be less related to Yule and more related to getting a good start on the new year, because I feel like that's extremely important during this time, since it's a time of resetting and rebirth and that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about some maybe stones that you should keep with you, or herbs or sachets that you could create. I do have a tarot spread that I'd like to try on camera, as well as a sachet that I would like to try on camera, and the oil. So that's at least 3 more videos on top of the 2 that this will be the second, on top of the second video, so that makes 5 total. So then we only have to worry about 7 more. Woo! So anyway, don't expect all of these videos to be on the topic of Yule, because I feel like Yule was mostly covered in that first video. You'll also have to excuse my first video. I was a little nervous because I'm not entirely knowledgeable about Yule. I had to do a lot of research, and I felt like I still didn't really know what I was talking about, because Yule can be a very confusing holiday as to where it came from. I guess that's maybe what it was. It's not so much confusing as it is just there's one origin story to it, and that's it. So there wasn't a whole lot to talk about, so I felt like we really had to fill the video with fillers, and that's why we used the 10 Christmas traditions with pagan roots. And that was my 3rd time to read that article, so I felt like I didn't quite know everything that was on there, because I was learning all of that stuff with you guys. So hopefully you can excuse that on the first one. I think that's all I really wanted to talk about. You probably noticed that I'm wearing the same thing as the first video. That's because I'm recording this on the same day. I'm trying to get as many of these videos out of the way as I can, because I am getting sick and I don't want to get like deathly ill and not be able to record. So if I have a few videos to cushion, then I will be able to continue providing content without having to get out of bed to film it, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, let us know why you didn't like it. Subscribe and go follow all of my social media accounts. I'd really like to get to know you all. I don't know how much I can stress that, but yes, go follow my accounts. And I will catch you in the next Yule video. See you soon.